Hello there, this is Brian, and here is Maverick, and welcome to another one of our outdoor adventures.
So, hello everybody, and welcome to another amazing adventure. In this adventure, I thought I'd actually take a moment and reflect on where Maverick and I have been on our adventures, and also touch on where we would like to go. So before we get started, let's go ahead and click that like button and subscribe for future content. It definitely helps our channel. So I started hiking about 4 years ago on a consistent basis. And it all started here at Cape May State Park in New Jersey, where I went for a short hike. The following week, I decided to try Evansburg State Park, and it really kicked my tail on the first run. Even so, I really enjoyed it. And from there, I went to Nockamixon State Park on what was a bike and hiking trail. I was pretty self-conscious back then and didn't take many selfies, but I still forced myself to from time to time. And here is one of the few. And after a few more hikes, I adopted my little hiking companion, Maverick. Here, he is a 3-month-old husky hiking warrior. My cats, Ripley and Merlin, were not sure what to make of this new cat, but they decided to go ahead and give him a chance anyway. Now, I started him off slow with plenty of breaks, of which there were many. His first big pupper hike was the Trexler Border Trail in Trexlertown, Pennsylvania. It also turns out he is a huge baseball fan. And from there, we just continued to hike every weekend. He was growing, and I was starting to shrink a bit. Somewhere along our hikes, we got the idea of taking on one of the most difficult hikes in the country, the Presidential Traverse in New Hampshire. I knew it would take a lot of training, but we put in the time, trying more and more difficult hikes. We even started hiking long stretches of the DNL Trail along the Pennsylvania-New Jersey border, which follows the Delaware River. Some of these are actually 20 miles long. And it's just amazing how quickly he grew from a puppy to a full-grown husky in the blink of an eye. In those early days, I would have him wear his booties to protect his feet, which definitely drew a lot of comments. He actually seemed to like them, probably because he associated them with booties and going hiking, and he just loved them. We hiked in all conditions: rain, snow, ice, freezing cold, scorching heat, starting early in the morning when possible. As the season got warmer, we started coming closer and closer to August 19th, which I had been planning on starting my Presidential Traverse. For those unaware, the Presidential Traverse is a strenuous and dangerous trek over the Presidential Range in the White Mountains of New Hampshire. You start at the base of Mount Pierce and make your way along the ridge of 7 to 9 peaks ranging from just over 4,300 feet to 6,288 feet at Mount Washington, and then descending from there along several more peaks. Mount Washington is actually the 9th most dangerous mountain in the world. Along the way, I did take on another outdoor activity, motorcycling. This is my first motorcycle here. It's a 2019 Honda Rebel 500, which I named Greta. And we were finally ready on the first week of August, and we completed our traverse in about 2.5 days. and I'll definitely put together a separate video on that somewhere down the line. Later that year in November, I flew to Seattle and hiked in the Olympic National Park, including a summit of Hurricane Ridge. I love visiting Seattle and eventually plan to come back to Summit Rainier. But more on that later. In 2020, I picked up my Jeep Wrangler, Sarah, just a few weeks before the pandemic kicked in, and I just love driving around in that Jeep. I originally planned to replace my Land Rover Victoria with this and another vehicle. I actually decided I needed a second motorcycle as well on a whim, so I picked up Tiffany, a 1998 Yamaha TW200. This left me with 2.5 motorcycles, with the half being a 2006 Honda Metropolitan scooter. I eventually replaced Victoria with another Land Rover, which I called Raven. I began to become a very competent rider and off-road adventurer as well too. And we continued to hike, but the pandemic obviously made it more difficult, but we still continued. Then in the fall of 2020, something unexpected happened. I found my partner in life, and Maverick found himself his mom, Pepper. She definitely shared our spirit of being outside, though definitely also preferred quiet moments at home as well. And that brings us to 2021. Oy, 2021 was such a year of change for me and us. Some difficult moments and others we will always remember. And along my way, I found myself hiking less and less. I switched to a new job and decided to take a break from pursuing my doctorate degree. I still enjoyed being outdoors as much as possible, but it just became more and more difficult to make the time. You know, one of my favorite poems is Samuel Beckett's, where he goes, "Ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail better." So I could have given up hiking and just kind of pushed it off, but I decided instead to start up again, and I started taking more videos of my hikes again and posted them on here. So I hope you've enjoyed those. It's definitely been a pleasure, and I really enjoy the feedback I get on these videos too. So going forward, our next goal is to hike Rainier, that's a huge goal. That's actually the largest peak in the continental United States. The dream long term would be to do Denali, which is one of the 7 summits, and it's located in Alaska, but that's still quite a ways off. But for Rainier, I'd love to try to do it this summer. I don't think that's realistic. Realistically, probably 2023 is going to be our target, but we do hope you come along with us on this journey. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit different than most, and I thank you for making it to this point in the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to click that like button if you haven't already, and of course, subscribe for future content. I do try to post 1 to 2 times per week, and we hope to see you on our next amazing adventure. And until then, take care.